Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's been another 3 months of great reading, and I wanted to go through really quickly all of the books I read in the months of April, May, and June. Also keep an eye out for my mid-year book review. I'm going to be doing just some really simple analytics to see if there are any trends in what I've been reading. But for this video, I want to keep it pretty fast and just go through quickly what these books are about and whether I recommend reading it or not. So the first book I read is LA Candy by Conrad. It's basically her own life story. She's a reality TV star from MTV. I don't really recommend it, although I was pleasantly surprised. Secondly, I read Singa-pura-pura, which is an anthology of Malay speculative fiction that was put together by Nazry Bahwari. If you're interested, I have a more in-depth video about that, and I do recommend checking it out. Then I read Banyan Moon by Thao. This one I think you can skip. She's a Vietnamese-American author, and this is her debut novel. It just felt a little bit overly saccharine and overwritten, and I think there are a lot of other books that treat the same kind of subject matter with more care and better execution. Then I read The Wedding People by Alison, Espach. And I do recommend checking that one out. It's well written, it has a nice plot, it has a cool central character. It's very light and feel good. I read Burn Rate, How I Survived the Gold Rush Years on the Internet by Wolff for my book club, and I do not recommend that book. Then I read Intermezzo by Rooney, and let me say, Rooney is back. I love this. It was really refreshing for me because I didn't feel like her last couple of books really hit the mark for me, and I really enjoyed Intermezzo. It deals with the themes of age gap romances, also kind of young genius. There's a chess prodigy in the novel as well. It's about a set of brothers. The older brother is also really successful in a career sense, but has kind of a deteriorating personal life. The characters are so well drawn, and Rooney really just hits the nail on like the zeitgeist and how young people feel and the things that we're grappling with. Then I read Careless People, A Cautionary Tale of Power, Greed, and Lost Idealism. That is way too long of a subtitle, but moving past that, by Wynn-Williams, and she was one of the early policy hires at Facebook doing international government affairs, really relevant for my career. It kind of scared me. It made me really stressed out about my career and just how unethical a lot of the tech companies are, and just capitalism in general, the short-term incentive structure, how that combined with just the greed and kind of savior mentality of the tech industry is not a good combination. I know you have to take it with a grain of salt, but I think a lot of the key points or like the main themes are true, even if like the specific details are not. So if you're interested in meta or government relations, I would check that one out. Then I read Old Man's War by Scalzi for book club. Do not recommend. And then I read a couple of lighter fantasy and romance novels. I read Twisted Hate by Huang, which is a follow-up to Twisted Love, which I read last quarter. That one is just pure entertainment and like just feel good. If you're into like enemies to lovers and just really like explicit stuff, you can check it out. The Cruel Prince I thought was really fun to read. It's kind of like a young adult fantasy novel. It's kind of long, but I do feel that it was giving the vibe of like Harry Potter, but more like fairies and like more fanciful, like the stereotypical like fairy tropes. I might check out the next book, but I also did spoil it for myself already, so I'm not as motivated to read it. They're really long. Then I read The Original Daughter by Jemimah Way. Highly recommend. I read so much Singapore fiction over the past year of doing this YouTube channel, and I feel like everyone's playing with the same themes and the same ideas, like, oh, the rapid change of our society, the strong bonds of familial obligation, and I just feel like The Original Daughter does it in a really fresh way. And not just that, but I feel like the characters, the premise is about a young girl who has a sister, but not immediate family. Basically, she is her cousin, I guess, because the relatives in Malaysia couldn't afford to take care of her. So I just feel like that idea of an adopted sister was a really interesting plot device and a really interesting framing mechanism for like the different themes that Jemimah covers in The Original Daughter. I went to a book talk by her, which was fine, not like super insightful, but the book itself is really great, I think, and I would check it out. Finally, wrapped up an amazing 3 months of reading with Americanah by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I can't believe it took me so long to read that book. It is phenomenal. I think I'll be revisiting it. I personally have a really deep interest in diaspora identities and race relations, and I just think that the way she was able to highlight those in a very human and character-driven manner is impeccable. So I really liked it. It did lull for me in some points, but overall I just feel like it was so insightful and sharp and searing. So those are all the books that I read from the months of April to July. Oh wait, no. January, February, March, April, May, June. April, May, June. Keep an eye out for my upcoming videos, which will be another reading vlog. And then I will also upload my mid-year review, I hope with some interesting graphics. I'm having my friend Phil help me with that. And until next time, thank you guys for watching these videos. Let me know how your reading has been, what you've been reading, if you've read any of these books, and I'll catch you in the next one.